animals. And in this lesson, we'll study the uses of animals. Animals are a major component of the environment. Animals are a major component of the environment. Animals are a major component of the environment. A major component of environment. So we want to study the uses of animals in the environment. Animals are useful in the environment in different ways. Animals are useful in the environment. Animals are useful in the environment in different ways. We are going to study some of the ways in which animals are useful in the environment. Learners, one way is that some small animals such as birds, bees, and butterflies help in pollination of flowers. Number one, some small animals like bees, butterflies, some small animals like bees, like butterflies, like birds, and also birds help in the pollination of flowers. Help in the pollination of flowers. That is one way in which animals are useful. They are useful in pollination of flowers. Then the second way in which animals are useful in the environment is that animals breathe out carbon dioxide, which is used by plants during photosynthesis to make their own food. Animals do what? Animals breathe out carbon dioxide. You can write animals breathe out carbon dioxide. And how is carbon dioxide useful? Carbon dioxide is useful because it is this carbon dioxide that is used by plants, okay, during photosynthesis, which is used by plants during photosynthesis to make their own food. Okay, learners, animals breathe out carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is used by plants during the process of photosynthesis. It is through this photosynthesis that plants make their own food. So in other words, learners, plants rely on animals to produce carbon dioxide, which they need in photosynthesis to make their own food. So plants need animals. Okay, they need animals, and more specifically, they need the carbon dioxide that is produced by animals. Another way in which plants are important in the environment is that animal waste and droppings. Animal waste and droppings help to make the soil fertile. Animal waste and droppings help the soil to be what? To be fertile. Animal waste and droppings help the soil to be fertile. It helps to make the soil fertile. And fertile soils are good for plant growth. Learners, fertile soils are good for plant growth. Fertile soil is good for plant growth. Okay? So, animal waste. For example, in our home, we have dug a pit where we put animal waste that decomposes and later on we use to fertilize our farm. So animal waste is very useful. These animals produce waste which is used to fertilize the soil, which then is used for plant growth, for growing plants. For plants to grow well in soil, that soil must be fertilized. This fertilization, learners, can be done through use of animal waste and droppings. So that is a third point that explains why animals are important in the environment. Okay? All right. Another point is that number 4, let's have number 4 here. Number 4, the fourth use or importance of animals in the environment is that some animals act as food for other animals. Some animals act as food for other animals, especially the carnivores. The carnivores like lions, cheetahs, leopards, and so on, they rely on other animals for food. This animal is other animals like zebras, antelopes, giraffes, and so on. So some animals act as food for other animals. I've mentioned lions, cheetahs. They obtain food by eating other animals. Then number 5, we are studying the usefulness of animals in the environment. Some small animals, learners, such as bacteria and earthworms and millipedes, help in the decomposition of waste materials. Some small animals, or let me just say some animals, such as earthworms, millipedes, some small animals like earthworms, millipedes, and also we can mention bacteria. And bacteria act as decomposers or you can say they help in the decomposition of waste materials. Help in the decomposition of waste materials. They are the same animals that also help in breaking the ground. They help break the ground, okay? They also help in decomposition of waste materials. So decomposition, learners, releases nutrients in the environment. So they help to decompose waste materials, and this decomposition helps in the releasing, it releases nutrients. Decomposition releases nutrients in the environment. Decomposition releases nutrients in the environment. So these are some, there are many uses. We've just mentioned 5 uses, okay? 5 uses of animals in the environment. Okay, learners, that is what we set out to study in our today's lesson, and that will mark the end of our today's lesson, where we have studied the ways in which animals are useful in the environment. We started by saying that the major components of the environment are animals, plants, water, soil, and air. Then I said that we will be looking at each of these components and we'll be studying how these components are important or useful in the environment. We started with the animals. We've seen that animals are a major component of the environment, and they are useful in different ways. One way is that some small animals like bees, butterflies, birds help in the pollination of flowers. Number 2, animals breathe out carbon dioxide, which is used by plants during photosynthesis to make their own food. Number 3, we say that animal waste and droppings help to make the soil fertile, and fertile soils are good for plant growth. Then number 4, we said that some animals act as food for other animals. They act as food for other animals like the lions, the cheetahs, the leopards, and other carnivores. For example, they obtain their food by eating other animals. Then lastly, we've said that some small animals like earthworms, like millipedes and bacteria, they help in the decomposition of waste materials, and the decomposition releases nutrients in the environment. So that is what we've learned in our today's lesson.